Good morning. As an investor, how much debt do you carry? You can really carry as much debt as you can convince people to give to you. So banks have a pretty thorough process for due diligence, and if you don't meet their either DSCR or debt to income ratios, then they're probably not going to lend to you. So your income is important on both the personal and the commercial side, and you can get as much debt as you would like, so long as you run the appropriate business to support all of that debt and meet all of the bank's guidelines and parameters. So generally what you'll find, especially with like the local regional credit unions, is they are a little bit more conservative. As soon as you get a couple of rentals, they're probably going to start shying away from you and pinpointing the things that you need to work on to increase your bankability, so to speak. So they'll get to a point where they're going to say, hey, we can't do this loan, your debt to income is too high, in which case you will then take that as kind of like a coaching lesson and try and fix that. So you're going to want to increase your income in order to qualify for another loan. And then once you hop on over to the commercial side and you have the DSCR, the debt service coverage ratio, the bank will give you some feedback on what you need to do in order to qualify for that loan. So I would not be discouraged anytime you get some feedback from the banks. I would take it as kind of constructive criticism. And hey, if you want to continue to increase your debt load, then you're going to want to meet these parameters. So we pretty regularly get feedback from lenders in which we then act on. So they generally identify when we package up a big portfolio of properties to refinance with them. They'll pinpoint and say, hey, these are underperforming assets. You need to go like raise those rents or lower those expenses. And we'll do that. We'll either pull them from that refinance, we will work on them, raise the rents as the leases renew, figure out if we can lower the expenses. Generally, the answer is no on the lowering the expenses side, but we still take a look at it. And then when those properties are ready and they meet those parameters, we will then put them back into the refinance. So if you're working with a local credit union and you have, smaller portfolio, any type of feedback that they give you, you should take it to heart and figure out how to fix it so that you can present yourself more favorably to them the next time you're looking for some debt. So I think one of the most impactful things that you can do as far as working with a local bank would be to, on the forefront, proactively reach out to the banks that you want to have a relationship with, the local credit unions that you want to build a portfolio with, figure out what their appetite is for the type of investment that you want to do, and then go out and look for the investments that fit that bank's appetite. A lot of investors, they'll read some books, research some real estate online. They will then go out and find the deals that they want, and then they'll get angry when the banks don't want anything to do with those deals. So it's a little bit backwards. Figure out where the money's going to come from, figure out what the money likes, and then go and find those deals. A little bit different, but same end result. And there have been multiple occasions over the past 6 years that we've been doing this where we have, for particular lenders, gone out and found deals that is in that lender's appetite. So that's allowed us to do some things like buy some properties in like the class B, low class A type neighborhoods and get into some of those. It also has, caused us to modify kind of our personal buy box and our personal buying parameters. If banks get a little bit tight on lower valued homes, then hey, if it's below 600 square foot, we're probably not going to mess with it because this is the lender that we're working with right now. And consequently, we have identified lenders that don't mind the lower valued stuff and that will finance a property if it's like 400 square feet or basically a one-car garage turned into a house. We've got a couple of those, and those are pretty hard to finance. So that is what I would say there.
Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.